There are two big lies about type 2 diabetes. Lie number one, that it is a chronic progressive disease. Lie number two, that it is a disease of sugar. Keep watching to find out the truth. Hello everyone, welcome to a special episode of the Healthy Drive on World Diabetes Day. This year, the theme for World Diabetes Day is access to diabetes education, and I thought it was important to let you know what I think about it. I recorded this episode on 14th November 2022 while being away from town in a remote location and was unable to upload it because of internet issue. So I'm uploading it today. Well, World Diabetes Day or not, diabetes is a problem which needs daily attention. So keep watching. Most of the diabetes today, 95% of the diabetes is about type 2 diabetes. So I'll be talking about type 2 diabetes in this episode. There are two big lies about type 2 diabetes. Lie number one is that it is a chronic progressive disease. That is not true. Type 2 diabetes is a nutritional disorder and can be very much put into remission and is a reversible disease. Lie number two, that is, it is a disease of sugar, that it is a disease of hyperglycemia. That is also not true. It is a disease of insulin and hyperinsulinemia. Now, let me explain these two so called lies to you. Years before type 2 diabetes developed, there is hyperinsulinemia. For example, if to maintain a blood glucose level of 70 to 90 grams per deciliter, you need this much of insulin which your pancreas makes, X amount of insulin. Now, because of the faulty lifestyle and because of the processed carbohydrates that is increasingly a part of our life throughout the last 25 or 30 years, what has happened is the pancreas has to work harder and harder to maintain the same amount of glucose levels. At the age of 20, if you measure the glucose levels and the insulin levels, they both might be normal. But no one asks for serum insulin levels. Who knows, it might be high compared to the glucose level. Now, no one realizes that the pancreas is working harder decades before the diabetes develop. At the age of 30, when you test, the glucose level is still normal, but the insulin level might have gone up. And at the age of 40, maybe, what happens is the pancreas starts becoming exhausted and it is working so hard that then the sugar levels also go up. So at that time, what you detect is type 2 diabetes. So, type 2 diabetes is basically a disease of hyperinsulinemia because the insulin levels have shot up so much that the pancreas is getting tired. Now, the entire focus of the mainstream medicine has been to reduce the blood sugar level and not to address the hyperinsulinemia, which is the root cause. That is what has gone wrong. Now, what happens is if you try to give medicines to reduce the blood sugar level, it does not address the root cause. It is just like giving paracetamol for fever without addressing the root cause of the fever. Now, what happens is when you give medicine to reduce the blood sugar, where does the sugar go? It goes from the blood to the end organs, it goes to the kidneys, it goes to the brain, it goes to the eyes and other vital end organs and causes end organ damage. It has been shown in many research papers that no matter how tight the control of diabetes is, the end organ damage at the end of 10 years, 15 years, 20 years remains the same. So medicine is not the answer. What is the answer? It is a nutritional disorder, so it can be only treated by nutrition and correction of lifestyle. Now, this is nothing new. Even before the discovery of insulin, which was such a epoch-making discovery, doctors used to treat diabetes by reducing the carbohydrates in the diet. Of course, at that time we did not know what type 1 was and what type 2 was. Now, it is a very well known fact that type 2 diabetes is due to hyperinsulinemia, and there are countless research papers which can validate that. So much so that even the guidelines today, if you have a look at American Diabetes Association guidelines, and from 2019-20 onwards, they have also mentioned that a low carbohydrate diet and a very low carbohydrate diet is a viable option if a patient wants to remain drug free. So, not only the ADA, there is Diabetes Australia also says about diabetes remission, and now even the Endocrinology Association of USA and the American College of Lifestyle Medicine, they have endorsed the fact that type 2 diabetes can be reversed by eating or by following a very low carbohydrate and a low carbohydrate diet. Another very important thing all of you should remember is that access to diabetes care is already out of reach for most of the world population, and especially in our country. In America, people are committing suicide because there is no insulin. People are rationing and not using insulin at all because they cannot use it. And even in our country, millions of people do not know that they have diabetes. Even if they know, they cannot afford the diabetes medication. And it is a BBC report that the world is very soon running out of insulin. If that be so, then medicines are not the answer. So it is only a lifestyle change, it is only a dietary change that can help you. Now, with all these guidelines available, it really doesn't make sense if you continue taking medications for type 2 diabetes. If you want to lead a life free of type 2 diabetes, then please do talk to your doctor. I am leaving the link to the guidelines in the space below. So you can use this to convince your doctor that a low carbohydrate diet or a very low carbohydrate diet is very much a viable option which can put your diabetes into remission. Now, has been done all over the world and thousands of people have benefited from it. Considering the damage it causes in the long run, I believe that no one should suffer from type 2 diabetes. Absolutely no one. Please do not forget to subscribe to the channel and share this vital information with all your friends. And I'll catch up with you next time.